Hello guys, it is Keegan. I am back with week number 8 of the WBG, our final week of the VGC League, and we are playing each Jacob is always. Super excited for the final game of the season. If we win, we have a slight chance of making playoffs at 3-5, which is not normally what you would expect, but 8 out of 12 players do make playoffs in this league, so it is always possible that we can make it in the end. So, gonna be a big game here. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon gameplay. I can't promise more VGC gameplay. Hopefully that will be coming next month. We'll have a little bit of VGC gameplay next month. Not going to spoil what it exactly will be, but VGC is not going away entirely. So I'm going to do a final showdown team builder just to kind of show you the team that I'm using. It's been so long since I built this team that I don't remember all of the ins and outs of it, unfortunately, at this point. So this is gonna have to be what it has to be. I've been traveling a lot recently and doing a lot, so I've not been able to put as much time into understanding building these teams out and kind of writing down my thought process. So this will be what we have, and we'll go through the team. So we have Flutter Mane here with Booster Energy. We have Mystical Fire here. This is specifically since there is a Scizor on the other side of this matchup. So Mystical Fire gives me an option to hit that without Terra. And then Moonblast Shadow Ball for general coverage. And then Protect just allows me to kind of play out some of these Terra Mind games. There's a lot of Terra Mind games that are going to go on here. And then we have Terra Steel just to protect against Bullet Punch from Scizor. Terra Fire here with Terra Blast also gives us another fire move to cover that Scizor. We have Moonblast here to pressure Roaring Moon. Fire also gives me a good type against Roaring Moon, which could probably be Steel in this matchup to counteract the Moonblast, is kind of what I was expecting here in this matchup. And then Aurora Veil just for general utility, and then Citrus Berry just to get some more health over the course of the matchup. Terra Fairy on Baxcalibur here. It's just kind of the same set we brought every time. Fairy just gives me a way to play against the Roaring Moon in the end game. Just to kind of protect against all of the relevant moves that might want to click. We have Terra Grass, Heatran in this matchup. Terra Blast Grass is going to be very, very useful. I forget exactly what on his team had something that was weak to this. But Earth Power and Heat Wave just really good coverage moves in this matchup. Rhyperior, Terra Fairy with Lumberry, and then Terra Blast Fairy for the Roaring Moon. I'm really focusing on Roaring Moon this week. I think that's a really, really powerful Pokemon in this matchup. It can be really designed to handle my team. And then Terra Fairy, Rhyperior does a good job handling that. Terra Grass kind of does a decent job, depending. It'll probably have a flying move. So I'll have to win a 50-50 with that to get a Heat Wave off if it's Steel type. And then Fairy Baxcalibur. I've got a lot going on against the Roaring Moon. And then we had to bring this Pokemon for the end of the season. Never Melt Ice, Beartic, just to bring the goated snow Pokemon in this matchup. Very, very fun Pokemon to use. So that's the team, and that's the end of the VGC League. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. BBR Week 8 is also coming out this week, so stay subscribed for that. And I've got a lot of interesting Draft League content coming up this March. Super excited for what this month is going to bring. So let's get right into the battle. All right, the team that Jacob has brought is Scizor with Terra Water, Terra Steel Roaring Moon, Terra Fire Arcanine, Terra Fairy Riolu, Enamorus with Terra Fairy, and Terra Water Rhydon. Interesting kind of set of Pokemon here. In this matchup, he obviously has the Steel type for Roaring Moon to get around my Flutter Mane, the Water Hip and Scizor to get around a lot of common Terras, Terra Fire primarily, on stuff like the Beartic in this matchup is going to be key for that. They've got some other Terras, Rhydon obviously Terra Water as well. I don't have a good way to break waters on this team, so those are good brings on his part. I want to lead, I think, with the combination of Heatran plus Flutter Mane. I really like that combination of a lead because it puts a lot of pressure on the Terra typings that my opponent has to bring in this matchup. If I look at what else I like in the back, I do like the Rhyperior, and then I'll bring the Baxcalibur. Now, my team is a little bit dependent on Terra this week, unfortunately. I am relying on my Terra in a lot of situations, which is a disadvantage I have with this team, and I've had with this team most of the season. So I'm gonna have to play around that a little bit today because he's got a lot of kind of 50-50s with his Terras that can put me into some difficult spots, you know, with the Roaring Moon and Scizor if he decides to lead with that. Scizor and Enamorus. Okay, so that's the lead he elects to go with. I'm really expecting that Terra Water to come out on the Scizor. I think that's the most logical situation here. I'm going to get my booster energy off, and I'm going to be boosting up my speed, so I'm going to be the fastest Pokemon on the field at this point, and Scizor Bullet Punch should just not ever be a problem in this spot. Well, Scizor Bullet Punch with Trim Choice Band, well, it would kill, so I do have to be mindful of that. So I'm going to protect here, and what I'm going to do here is just throw off a Heat Wave. I really expect the Terra to come from the Scizor here. It would be the most logical thing to happen. You know, let's see if he wants to get really aggressive and put up a Bullet Punch or a Terra Water onto the Heatran. That's something I could easily scout for in this scenario. And I just get a Protect off. I want to scout Bullet Punch into that slot as he just goes for Tailwind here. So he's going to get some speed and he's going to Swords Dance with the Scizor. Interesting. So that's a really profitable turn for him because now I don't have a lot of great counterplay to this spot. Really need to burn on that Scizor. I get a crit and I get a burn. Nice. Wow. I got out of jail on that one. I think we call that getting bailed. Oh, he's got the Lumberry. Okay, so we got bailed out, but not really. He did have the answer for that problem. Now I'm in a little bit of a tough spot because of that turn. So I maybe could have attacked with the Flutter and Shadow Balled on the Scizor slot. That might have been actually a good play. Question here is what I want to do from here. Do I use my Terra? Is the question. And I think I have to target the Scizor here. If I Terra Steel, then I think I'm in a really good spot against this Scizor. I don't have to worry too much. So I think I'm going to do that, get my Terra Steel off, and then just go for the Protect. I think just get a Protect here. I want to scout for the Water Terra Blast primarily in this spot to see if that's how my opponent wants to play. I guess I could have just Moonblasted that slot. That's kind of just, you know, not even thinking about the typing there, thinking I'd have to Shadow Ball from a turn 1 perspective. But this should also help stall out some of the Tailwind turns because this will be a really good typing. He goes for the Earth Power, good way to protect against that move. And I do get my Shadow Ball off, so under Tailwind I am faster with my booster. I wasn't going to kill that with Moonblast, I don't think. And he has Brick Break. Interesting. So Brick Break is his coverage move of choice for this Heatran. If I look at the Tailwind turns, we should have one more. We have 2 more turns of Tailwind left. I think I want to protect here. And I think I definitely just want a Heat Wave. Heat Wave's not going to kill the Scizor. Is a little bit frustrating. What do I have in the back? I have 2 Pokemon that are kind of weak to Scizor, to be honest. So I think I kind of just want to Earth Power. I'm going to Heat Wave. I think I'm going to try to put up as much damage as possible. Try to stall out as much of this as possible. I probably could have attacked with the Fluttermane there, actually. I think that might have been a reasonable play, as I'm just going to get picked off with the Earth Power here. So that's at least going to give me a Pokemon that'll be able to live. Kind of whatever is going on here. The Brick Break is going to be targeted into the Fluttermane spot. So there's kind of nothing I can really do about my Heatran there. Was kind of going to get picked off either way. So we have one more turn of Tailwind. To have to target one of the slots has to be targeted onto the Fluttermane. Realistically, that has to be the case. So I'm just going to bring up Baxcalibur, and what I want to do is I want to Scale Shot target the opposing. Well, I need to do this against the Enamorus in case for some reason he chooses not to attack. I want to Scale Shot the Scizor slot because that'll get me in a position where I can Icicle Spear. I should be able to live this. Yep, I can live that. Nice. The Earth Power has to go in this slot, but if I hit my Scale Shot, I do outspeed that Enamorus next turn, and then I do have a Rock Slide in the back, so I do have the ability to pressure the slot on. Yeah, I do have the ability to pressure that other slot here. So, all right. So looking decent right now. And then the Tailwind peters out, and that's the massive thing here, is the Tailwind petering out. And I can target down this Enamorus now with an Icicle Crash, and I can get some Rock Slides off, do a lot of damage with my Rhyperior, and this is really, really good. Now, I am going to get intimidated here, and that is kind of brutal, especially with my last mons, but my game plan is just kind of one-dimensional at this spot. Attack Enamorus and throw up a Rock Slide here and try to do as much damage as possible this turn. He has already used his Terra, so that's good. Arcanine protects, which is interesting. That is an interesting decision point there. He is Yachi Berry, but I am Icicle Spear, so I am going to be able to still get a lot of damage through on his Enamorus and should probably kill it. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty easy kill through the Yachi Berry. So big kill for Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur's actually been really good for me this season, unlike in GBU when I had it. It's been a very, very powerful Pokemon. Now the question is what do we do from here? So I am faster than, and should be faster than pretty much anything that comes out here. This extreme speed is going to be a problem. The Riolu, oh no. Extreme speed, unless it's adamant, is a roll still here from the Arcanine. So that's actually kind of frustrating for him. So I'm going to go for the Rock Slide. He could have double priority here and try to double priority target into my... He could have double priority into my Baxcalibur. I think I want to high horsepower the Riolu and just protect my Bax. I think there's going to be a double target coming into this back slot. And if I can get this into a 1v1, then I have a really good shot at taking down this Rhyperior. Sunny Day. Oh, that's a problem. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Oh, shit. Solar. That is... I did not play around Solar Beam. Yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage. I probably just died of this. Yeah, that's... Oh, that was not playing around Riolu Solar Beam angle in that game. Wow, that's a good game one. That's a good game one there for Jacob. Just, very, very well played. Not much I could really do about that. And he goes for the coaching here, which I think just gives +1/+1. Or yeah, it gives like a or just plus attack. So that's going to do a little bit of chip, but I'm just going to die to the close combat. So we get a decent amount of information out of this game, but kind of that first turn really put me a little bit behind. But we got a little bit more information, which is all that matters here going into game 2. So the adjustment I want to make this game is I think I want to bring in my core of... I want to bring in my snow core here this game. So I want to lead off with my Alolan Ninetales to get the weather up early. And then I want to go and lead with Heatran still. Heatran is still very, very powerful. And then put my back line to be Fluttermane and the Baxcalibur in this spot. There's a lot of good utility for Alolan Ninetales in this game to put a lot of pressure on my opponent's team, especially with the Terra Fire. It's really going to put my opponent into a 50-50, and I can set up Aurora Veil early to kind of get around what I expect from his turn 1. I expect this turn 1 to probably either stay the same or be relatively the same. Since it was so effective. He goes Riolu and this. So he's definitely going to try to set up the sun. So there's definitely a Terra Steel coming. And I expect him to set up the sun to try and get some photosynthesis action going off here. So he's going to raise his attack. So I should definitely be outspeeding this then with my... I'm definitely expecting Terra Steel to come out here. So what I'm going to do is I should be outspeeding this every time. No, I shouldn't actually be. So if I go Terra Fire and Terra Fire, Moonblast, the Roaring Moon, and then Heat Wave. I think this will get me the most damage. I kind of think this might be risky, and the fact that I'm going first makes me think that he didn't Terra. So I'm really happy about that. Because that means I'm likely going to be able to get a Moonblast into the Roaring Moon for free, which would be massive. That would be huge for this situation. Oh, he's slower. Wow, I was not expecting him to be slower in this spot. Maybe I should have Terra Blasted fired. The fact that he's gone into this Terra though means my Heatran Heatwave is going to be massive, especially after a sunny day. So the Moonblast is going to go into this slot. So it is, I am faster, which is really weird. And the Stomping Tantrum is going to go into my Heatran and just take it out. Just, oh, I wasn't thinking about that one. Or, I mean, I was thinking, you know, it could be an option. But I kind of played myself into a situation that I don't think I'm going to be able to get myself necessarily out of. I should have just Terra Blasted Fired onto the Roaring Moon if I was going to make this play. But that's perfectly fine. We have our Flutter Mane now as a backup option. And now I can Terra Blast Fire in the sun. Should definitely be able to pick up the Pokemon on the other side here with the Terra Blast Fire. And then I can go for the Mystical Fire as well to guarantee the KO if I want. This is not actually a guaranteed KO. So what I think I want to do is actually Shadow Ball the Roaring Moon. If I had Dazzling Gleam, that would be actually kind of perfect, but I don't in this spot, which makes this a little bit more annoying. I don't want to reveal Mystical Fire unless I have to, so I'm just going to Shadow Ball this Pokemon. Riola's going to Helping Hand, but I am faster and do have the Terra Blast Fire, so this Pokemon is going to go down. So I'm actually going to get a free turn here, which is kind of massive. So I'll take a free turn against this. And that Roaring Moon is gone. So big threat to this team out of the way. And he's got kind of a... he's got a Riolu there that's not really doing a lot. Maggie, I can't deal with you right now. Alright, so from here, I don't have a lot of moves to hit this. What is it called? This Arcanine Wisp. So I'm just going to Terra Blast Fire, target the Riolu, and just Shadow Ball here on the Arcanine slot. He's going to get the Helping Hand off. I am faster with both of my Pokemon, so I should be able to pick up basically an infinite amount of damage on that Riolu and basically pick it up. And then that's going to be a great amount of damage on that Arcanine. So Arcanine's basically going to be forced to kill me. And that's not even going to kill the Riolu. Wow, Riolu's got packing some bulk today. And I do live with my Flutter Mane. That's huge. I get burned though. Burn's going to put me on a timer here, which is not great. I'm not a fan of that. I do have backs in the back, which should still be fine depending on what his last is. I have no reason not to do the same play though here. I mean, he could have priority on his... what's it called? Riolu, I guess, technically. But I think I should be fine to do this. Alright, so he goes for the Protect and the Coaching here. That's going to put the attack up. Stalled a little bit of the turns here on my Shadow Ball, or on my, get a little bit of extra burn chip. Though I think I should be fine to live this burn. I'm going to be able to pick up the Riolu with the Terra Fire. With backs in the back, I really want to see a Namorous, I think. I should be able to live one hit from a Namorous and then kill it back with Icicle Spear. And I do, yeah, I was very much always good to live that. And especially in the sun, I'm going to outspeed everything. Scizor is a problem. Well, I don't know what that animation was all about. So, it probably has Protect. I mean, my play is always to Terra Blast this. And I can Protect. Do I Protect on the Flutter Mane slot? Is there any use to protecting on the Flutter Mane slot to give myself a better chance if I miss high horsepower? What is he going to do this turn? Just Bullet Punch this? I'm just going to Protect. I'm going to live the burn, so I might as well just Protect, give myself an extra turn to kind of play around missing here a little bit. Maybe open up my ability. Yeah, he's just going to go for that. Perfectly fine. This Scizor should be just annihilated here. This thing should just be dead. Yep, goodbye Scizor. And then now I have 3 Pokemon against the Arcanine, and I should just be able to Shadow Ball this Pokemon down. Close Combat comes the way of the Alolan Ninetales, so that goes down. But once again, Fluttermane will definitely be able to pick up the remaining damage on this Pokemon. Assuredly, there should be no risk of that. So we've adjusted well in Game 2. And it is Life Orb. Okay, so that's good. I mean, we knew that already, but that extra damage will help. And then the Booster Energy is actually going to activate now. That's a funny mechanic, if you will, about Booster Energy and Photosynthesis and stuff. So we level on 7. And we bring in our Baxcalibur, and this should be a kill for our Fluttermane to end off game number 2. All right, well, he's gone for the Protect, so that's fair enough. Protect is, I kind of have to play, he's going to play into me missing the high horsepower, I guess, which, is fair enough. You got to do what you got to do in these spots. Surely this isn't killing my backs, right? There is no way, right? We're fine. We're good. We're good in the East, is how I like to refer to it. Or good in the West, I think is a better example for this case. Close Combat, Adamant, Life Orb. Well, if he's a max, he has exactly 1 roll to kill at the maximum possible situation. And I actually get to Icicle Spear here, given the HP that he's at. So I won't miss this either way. So we'll go for the Icicle Spear. Close Combat, don't crit me for the 1 time. Am I tripping? What? Did he actually legitimately absolute max roll that? Oh, Pokemon. He's coaching. I'm an idiot. He has coaching. That's right. He was +1. Yeah, okay. He was always guaranteed to kill that. I forgot he had the coaching boost. Not much I could do about that one, really. I maybe could have not protected. I guess I had to protect, so there's not really much I could do. But good game to Jacob. The VGC League is over. We tried VGC draft. It was an experience, but I think my next VGC endeavors will be playing actual VGC and not trying to prep and build teams of VGC every week in a format I'm not really comfortable in at all. So fun league, fun experience. Didn't do well, but there is always next league, and there's a lot of good stuff coming in the month of in the month of March for draft. So be excited for that. But that's all for today, and I'll see you next time.